Coach, we had Jerry Jones on yesterday, and he talked and raved reviews about Dak Prescott and that how he's all in on Dak Prescott. And it's so funny because I was with Ezekiel Elliott the other day and got a chance to talk to him about the fishing trip that Dak and he and all the offensive linemen had just gone on and hung out together. Now we talked to Jerry about what Dak does on the football field, but how important is it that Dak's the kind of leader and he does the things he does off the football field, like taking all of those guys on that trip? How much of that plays into the role when you go to Jerry and say, listen, we got to have this guy, you got to do a contract no matter what? How much of all of that plays into it?
Well, he's just a fantastic leader. And if you think about his arc as a player with us, we drafted him in the 4th round in 16. With the idea that Tony Romo was going to be our quarterback, and we needed to get a young guy in here to hopefully compete for the backup spot, but also potentially be a guy who became our next quarterback. And you all know what happened. Obviously, Tony got hurt, and Dak was pressed into being our starting quarterback as a rookie, first year out of college, and he came in and just played so well. And the remarkable thing to me about all of that was just watching him handle the whole thing. That's not an easy situation to be in. Tony obviously was a great player for our organization for a number of years. To kind of step into his shoes, a lot of veteran players on that team. When you're a rookie quarterback, you step in the huddle. You have all these guys who are very accomplished. How you handle that? We won a lot of games in a row. How do you handle that success? We had some adversity. How do you handle that? And at every turn, he just handled things so beautifully. He's such a mature guy. He's got a great perspective on life. He loves football. He loves what he does. He's got this infectious, contagious personality where, guys just are so willing to follow him. And the reason is because he kind of connects with them and does everything everybody else is doing and just has a very, very unique way of being able to relate to and connect with so many different guys, not only on our team but throughout our organization. So, I think we saw that right from the start, and that's only continued to grow here the last couple of years. He's had a lot of success. He started 48 regular season games. He's won 32 of them. I think that ranks among the best with guys their first 3 years out of school. So he's done a lot of really positive things on the field, been very impactful there. But like you said, it's been equally significant off the field. And, he loves the guys on our team, the offensive guys, the defensive guys. Just he loves being around them, the older guys, the younger guys from different parts of the country. He just has a way of connecting with them and developing a relationship, and they all respond really well to him. And they've been going on these fishing trips the last couple of years, and they have some great pictures and great stories they come back with. So I just think it's a really positive thing for our team, and he's certainly the leader of it.
That voice you hear, that's Dallas Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett here on the Rich Eisen Show. I'm Mike Orvin, sitting in for Rich Eisen. One of the other things Jerry talked about was Kellen Moore, the young offensive coordinator. And he kind of said, and what he was sharing was that he has confidence, all the confidence in the world in Kellen Moore, but he also has a backup confidence in knowing that you're back there to back him up in case things don't go as well or he needs some guidance in a tough spot. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Kellen is one of those guys that probably since he was in high school, he had a lot of success as a starting quarterback, and so many people would attribute that success to his understanding of the game. He's just a really bright guy, in life, but also when it comes to football. And he goes on to Boise and wins a ton of games there, and then he's been playing a number of years here in the NFL, and that's probably line one. When anyone describes Kellen, he's a smart football guy. He gets it. He understands the game. And so, we've been around him for a few years now, and we understood, that about him as well. And he was a really strong contributor from his role as a backup quarterback to some of the things we were doing. I think he had a really positive impact on Dak when he was a player. And when he decided that he wanted to get into coaching, we just felt like it was a good move for him to be our quarterback coach. And, we understand that we've accelerated him, really, really quickly. His second year of coaching to be the offensive coordinator, we get that. I had a little bit of confidence in it because I took a little bit of a similar route. I was a quarterback coach for 2 years before becoming an offensive coordinator and had been in his shoes. And I think the biggest thing I learned there was You want to put your stamp on it. You want to put your mark on it. You want to, there's so many things that you have inside of you that you want the offense to be. But learning how to use the people around you was probably the biggest takeaway from the experience that I had. A lot of veteran coaches on the staff when I came here to Dallas in 2007, and Tony Sperano was here, a great football coach. Wade Wilson was here. A number of other guys. Skip Pete, my brother John was the tight ends coach. Ray Sherman was the receiver coach. A lot of guys who have been around football for a long time, and it was a very collaborative effort that we had. And I think that's the one thing that I shared with Kellen is we want to put your stamp on this thing, but understand the other guys you have in that room have been around for a number of years. Sanjay Lal, Doug Nussmeier, Gary Brown. Mark Colombo was a young coach himself, but he's been around our system and what we do and some other experiences as well. So a lot of veteran guys around him, and I think Kellen's done a great job putting his stamp on it, but also using the resources that he's had. And he's really off to a good start. It's fun to get with our players. It's fun to see him in action. And, we're excited about where our offense is going.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.